All right, hey, welcome to the Unit 9B Learning Target. I can factor completely. So during this process, we're kind of using all of our factoring knowledge, pulling it all together. There are 3 questions we're going to be asking ourselves throughout. So first question is there a GCF? Okay, so greatest common factor. So as we look at the first problem, 3x squared minus 15x plus 18. So we have to think about, is there a greatest common factor that goes into all 3 terms? Okay, in this case, the answer is yes. So I can see, now if you can't see it, remember you can go back to our standby of 3x squared, list the factors, 15x, list the factors, 18 and list the factors. But I can see that in all of them, all lists would have a 3 in it. Okay, so yes, our greatest common factor is 3. So when I pull 3 out, so when I divide by 3, remember this is 3 times x. So here I'd be left with x squared. Minus, this is 3 times 5 times x. So when I take that 3 out, I'm left with 5x. And 18 is 3 times 6. So I'll be left with plus 6. Okay, so now that I've got question 1 done, next is, oops, I want to do that, is a equal to 1, not 1, or a difference of squares. Okay, so I'm looking at this, and I see a is 1. So I can go back to, I'm going to bring this down, 3, not to that, 3 times x squared minus 5x plus 6. So since a is 1, all I'm looking for are factors of 6 that add up to negative 5. Okay, so looking at 6. Factors of 6, 1 and 6, 2 and 3. So how could they multiply to get a positive but add up to negative? Well, they both have to be negative. So there they are, negative 2 and negative 3. So factoring this completely, I would have x minus 2 times x minus 3. Now there's a big thing I left off. Do you see this has to come down? 3 times x minus 2 times x minus 3. Okay. The next question is, did you check your work? So we had 3 times x minus 2 times x minus 3. Okay, so let's check our work. I'm going to multiply through. So I'm going to keep that 3 out in front. I'm going to have x squared minus 3x when I multiply these ones together. Right here, minus 2x plus 6. Okay, add them together and I've got x squared minus 5x plus 6. Okay, then I have to distribute that 3 to each part. So I have 3x squared minus 15x plus 18. Okay, check. Is that what we had? Yes. So we know that this answer checks. So our answer here was right. Okay, let's look at another problem. Okay, looking at 4x to the third minus 30x squared minus 16. So again, you can go off to the side and write down 4x to the third. You can write down 30x squared and 16x. Okay, hopefully by this point, it is starting to become ingrained on how to pull out that GCF. So I can see that for all of these, 2x goes into them. 2x. When I pull out 2x, I would have, so 4x to the third is 2 times 2 times x times x times x. 30 is 2 times 15, x and x. 16 is 2 times 8 times x. So when I pull out 1, 2, and 1x, 1, 2, and 1x, 1, 2, and 1x, I should be able to see what I have left. I have 2x squared minus, okay, notice that right there, 15x minus 8. Okay, so now that question, is a equal to 1? Is a not 1? Is there a difference of squares? So I can see that now a is not equal to 1. So I still have to keep this all the way through, all the way through. So wherever your answer is, make sure that stays. Okay, so figure out how to end this, okay? Finish this with a not equal to 1. And if you have questions on it, bring it to class. But this part should be pretty systematic. You're going to be doing the AC method for that. And bring any questions you have to class. Thanks.